Hey, y'all. Welcome to episode 218 of Consignment Chats. Today, we are doing a spotlight. We have some friends with us. We cannot wait to introduce you if you haven't met them yet, but we have told you all multiple times on multiple occasions on multiple shows that you need to be following them. So if you're not, shame on you. This is Johnny and Lizzie of Frizzys Finds. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, how's it going, ladies?
Good.
Good.
Real good.
I actually have a question, like right off. Where does the name Frizzy's Finds come from? Like, I get Lizzie, like, but
It's more of her personality.
okay, all right, okay, cool.
I'm not gonna lie, I expected you to have like a fro or something. Like they're
I often have frizzy hair. So.
All right. Now we
my best friend coined that nickname at one point, probably like 8 years ago, and it's just like it stuck immediately.
Yeah.
And then when we were starting this whole endeavor, we were trying to name something after our cat, Wilson. And so like our eBay store name is like Wilson's Wonder Emporium. It didn't jive it like at all. And I was like, what if we just call this Frizzy's Finds? And we're like, done.
Oh,
has
sweet.
a
I
good
never
look.
even thought about this. You guys are in like with Finders Flippers, right? Like you're part of Finders Flippers, Johnny. And then
Oh,
Frizzy's
that's-
Finds, you're using all the F alliteration. Like we have Consignment Chats, and then my business is Conchi Consignment. So we're like so on the alliteration train.
Yeah.
You guys are doing the same thing. It gets a little confusing after a while, though.
Yeah, so when the Finders Flippers podcast first started, like it was just going to be Wes and I. So I was like, oh, well, I come from Finders, you come from Flippers, so we'll use Finders Flippers. And then the day of recording, he was like, hey, my buddy Stuart's going to join too. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was it.
So now it's Finders
oh,
Flippers
okay.
Stew
Resell. He resells. All right.
and Sturt.
And start.
So this is where we started with that. I want to also ask, what got you into reselling? Where did that start? How did it begin?
Well, I think we both like dabbled in it like years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And then like I think that I wanted to get away from my desk job, and so we just kind of tried it out, and then it like just kind of took off.
So we've always been like YouTube junkies. Pre-pandemic, we traveled a lot. And I'm one of those like, okay, we're going to be here from 2 to 3, and then it takes us 20 minutes to get here, and then we're going to go here and here. So we used to travel a lot. So we would watch a ton of YouTube, like, 72 hours in Seattle or, Vegas, whatever it was. And then during the pandemic, obviously everything kind of changed. And then we got fed. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with what's his name? Froggy Flips.
Mhm.
So he's based in Indianapolis, where Frizzy's originally from. So a video came up that was like, go to a garage sale with me. And I was like, I'll go to a garage sale with you. And then I would tease her and I'd be like, oh, this is in Indianapolis. Do you know where that house is? Do you know where that house is? And she's like, no, I don't know where every house is. And then it just took us into like this rabbit hole of like Harry Tornado and all. And we're like, these people are just going to Goodwill. And we ran to Goodwill, bought something, sold it for a loss. And then that ticked us off. And we were like, well, now we have to sell something for profit to make back the money that we lost previously. And then all of a sudden, she's full-time, and it spiraled out of control from there.
For those who don't know, Molly is like around the corner from these guys. So yeah, but we met them online.
We met them online, and yeah. And as we're talking, and oh, you're from Greensboro, and then we kept talking. I'm like, well, where in Greensboro? I'm near the airport. Well, I'm near the Cardinal. Well, oh my gosh, we literally live.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
They're like 3 streets over. It's ridiculous.
We haven't been to each other's house yet. I was going to do that today, but then things changed. But I'll get over there. Dadgummit. You can't come
So
over here.
you
yet.
said something funny
Listen.
last night. You're like, I have to text Johnny and or whatever you said. And I was like, oh, you know how resellers are. Like resellers are never prepared for company. Like they're never prepared to have somebody just pop on over.
We
I
did
know.
vacuum.
Well, that's what- when I texted, I said, I hope you're okay. I'm changing my plans or something. And I know I'm sure you've already rolled out the red carpet for me, but
Absolutely.
like, I'm
You
sure.
know how I saw like a TikTok or something that was like, you should never be more than like 5 to 10 minutes from like company. We're like 5 to 10 days.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
I
know.
think every reseller is, in all
Yeah.
honesty. And you know what? We're even like that for other resellers, right? Like it was Molly. Like she gets it. You know, all of our houses pretty much look the same. And
Right.
but it's still like as Samantha came to my house, I was like, oh, don't mind the bedroom. I have inventory stocked in there. Like, come on, Livy. Like
Right. And I'm like, let me see what's in those bags. Like, I didn't care where they were stacked.
How much did you get that one for?
Uh-huh.
I just have to throw a little side note in here because it's cracking me up. Y'all, Libby is bouncing not because she's hyperactive, but she's sitting on an exercise ball. She's talking and
Oh.
she's doing
That's
this.
what my inside my mind guess was a bouncy ball. A ball. Like, with
oh
a
my gosh,
bouncy
I
ball.
didn't even realize I was doing that.
Every time you talk, you get a little more, and you're like, so
A giddy child.
I'm just super excited. Frizzy's finally here. Yay.
Does that count? Does that count towards your steps when you bounce like that?
No. Maybe.
No.
I don't know. I'll let you know.
count towards
I don't
something.
know. We did our whole mastermind today. I did it running in place, like slightly walking in place, really.
You was
And
huffing it.
I
Yeah.
got like 3,500 steps just doing that. So
Yeah.
Guys, that is absolutely commendable. We sat today.
Oh, come on. I
Well,
know you had to have gone sourcing
I
somewhere.
went thrifting a little bit this morning.
This
I
is true.
figured.
there you go. So
did my
Johnny,
daily
you still work part-time, full-time? You got like a real job? What are we?
No, I have a grown up or a real job. But my role is hybrid, which allows a lot of flexibility.
Awesome.
So, I have like 2 days a week I go into the office, and then the other 3 days I work from home. So like I'm always home Monday so we can ship. I'm always home Friday so we can ship, and then one
Nice.
of the other days I'll be off. Just to help the boss out.
That works well. There's nothing like having a shipping sidekick. That's for sure.
Amen.
A to the men.
I would have no idea what that would be like.
Libby's like,
But I
what?
imagine it's fantastic.
She rolls her eyes at us on a daily basis.
So I know before the holidays, you guys were trying to hit your 5,000 on your YouTube channel. I saw you guys got 5,000 on your YouTube channel.
Yes. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So I have watched some of the progression, not every episode. I cannot tell a lie. I've dropped off of Facebook for the last several weeks because I'm trying to get myself jamming back in work off of YouTube. What did I say?
Facebook.
Facebook.
We know you're still on Facebook. That's fine. That's
I don't even do that much either. But I kind of dropped back from social media a little. So I haven't seen a lot of them like I was before. But I've loved watching how you guys have grown and what you do and how you do it now, because your backgrounds have changed, your filming has changed. Like, talk about that evolution, like how you started, where you've come to, and kind of what you see in the future for what you're doing. What's your goal? Is that a tough question?
Well, so I really am not a goal-oriented person. I'm like, if there was
Can
a
you
type
slide
C,
the
I'm a type
microphone
C.
over a little bit, maybe? You sound really quiet, Lizzie. I'm sorry. Is it the microphone like centered?
Johnny's being a microphone hog.
I
That's what's
know he
happening.
wants to steal the show. Look, he's got her
Mhm.
down low behind the word.
We're lucky.
I
We're
know,
lucky he shared the headphone with her. Otherwise, she'd be over there just like, "Is it my turn to talk now?"
I was
We
like,
want more
you speak when
Lizzie."
spoken to.
Carries. I guess I'm soft spoken.
Hmm.
Hello.
There you go.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm not a goal-oriented person. if there was a type Z, I'm a type Z. So I think we just like put together things on YouTube with like if a video is doing well, we'll be like, okay, that worked. Let's do that again. There's really no rhyme or reason. Like when I go to the thrift, I'm not going there thinking about YouTube at all.
Right.
Like I go there and if I find things, I will just quickly get out my phone and record it because I'm like, okay, this could be something, but it's really not a thought out plan.
Yeah, I think like so getting into you know, we talked before about like you like we were YouTube junkies, like we would watch it for travel and stuff like that. And then I think like anybody, it was like, oh, I could do that, right? Like it's all just
Right.
so easy, just put it out there. And so when we got into reselling, it was actually you that was like, we should do YouTube. And I was like, nah, because I didn't want to just put, there's so many people out there that do it. And they're, the big dogs that, everyone knows who those people are with, hundreds of thousands of followers. And like, to me, it was like why kind of bother? And so she pushed on it quite a bit. And finally I was like, all right, let's do it. We went to FlipCon in Charlotte a couple years ago. And Carrie American Arbitrage was there. And he was like, just put out content, like just get it out. It's better to put out subpar content than no content at all. And so that's kind of where we started. So by the time I got on board, she was over it. She was like, oh, okay, we did it. We're moving on. And to me, it was like, it was this thing that I had to get built up to do. So I was like, oh, heck no, we're in now, girl. And I think we've just kind of played with things. Some of it's just like confidence a little bit. Like if you're out, like Molly, you go out and film, garage sales and we saw your thrift store video. And it's like, you think everybody's watching me. Nobody's watching you. Nobody cares. Right. And so you just kind of we've kind of gotten that mindset, like we're just going to talk like a weirdo in the thrift store. And 9.9 out of 10 times, nobody even looks in your direction. So I think we've realized that people like being out there more than they like the halls at your house. But the halls at your house are safe and you can do whatever you want and retakes and stuff like that. So I think we're just trying to get out there more. And then it's playing with thumbnails and titles because we're us and all of our videos are pretty much the same, just a couple going to Goodwill. But some videos have 10,000 views and some videos have 2,000. And it's but it's still just us going to the thrift store. So it's a lot of it is more so playing with the titles and playing with thumbnails because, one thing we've gotten away from is using BOLO in the title. Why? Because that's like a reseller term. And so if you're going to search on YouTube, you're not like BOLO, you're searching thrift with me. So that's why a lot of our titles are kind of awkwardly worded because we're trying to throw eBay in the title or where it's
it's the same with scrolling through eBay when you're looking. My husband pulled an item the other day and he goes, how did you even sell that? And I'm like, they're all keywords, just leave it alone. Doesn't have to make sense.
So since you do like you said, BOLO is definitely like a reseller term. What is your ideal audience? Because I know you do a lot of education for resellers. So who are you marketing to when you're making your videos?
So I think to grow, to start, you have to be educational because you have to have a thing, right? What's your thing? What do you bring to the table? And there's certain people that we watch that they just speak in keywords. It's like a foreign language. They just talk about keywords. And there's some people who just talk about sell-through rate. And that's their thing. And people watch them because they want to hear about sell-through rates. And I think we try to be more brands. I mean, her knowledge of brands is probably second to no one.
Crazy.
So we try to be brand forward. So a lot of it is educational. And I think as time goes on, we'll always be that, but we can kind of get away from that. If we're going to Florida next weekend and we'll post stuff from thrifting, but we're not at a point where people just want to come with us on vacation because like they love us and we're at the coffee shop and all of those kind of things. So, but people who have grown their channel to certain levels can get away with that. But if somebody like Harry Tornado with 400,000 viewers, if he did a "these are what box" video I use, nobody's watching that. You know, his audience isn't watching that. So I think you have
Right.
to start off educational at some point, and then you can kind of open up a little bit more.
I do have to say, you're segueing me into my fun little thing I have here, but I want to add, I'm not sure that you guys are ever going to get away from the brand and style part of educating, because I notice, and I've talked about y'all constantly because that is the thing that I get so much from you. But in your comments, that is what your praise comes in as, aside from the fact that it's fun the way you two play off of each other, your authentic personality shine and your relationship shines. And I think people love that. And you know, I think that's what draws them in, but I don't think you're ever going to get away from that, because I think your viewers like.
And I was gonna say Molly will be knocking on your door like, what the heck,
Literally.
guys?
I
Oh,
mean,
I'll
I
always
grabbed a Tucker
celebrate.
Nuck item in Florida on vacation because I found out from Lizzie what it was.
What is
didn't
it?
know. Tucker Nuck. It's kind of like Anthropology, right, Lizzie? They have a bunch of like sub brands. So mine was the Pomodoro place or something I
Oh,
found.
You learn all of these things, Lizzie. Like how?
Like, how are you learning? them all?
So when I am thrifting, if I see a tag that I've never seen before, I look it up, no matter what.
Yeah.
I look it up. So that's real. There's no secret. It's if I've seen something that I've never seen, I look it up.
And you remember it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
that's the crazy
Right,
part to me.
right.
Yeah, there's a little Rain Man in there.
Yeah, because I don't remember it.
I
That's
mean,
my
whatever
problem.
Molly just said, I already forgot what it was to look for it.
Something about tough nuts or something. I don't know. It was- yeah.
Yeah, definitely look out for the tough nuts.
All right, I'm going to throw this in for fun real quick because I pulled some things together. Lizzie, I'm putting you on the spot. I
Oh,
hope you stay
gosh.
with me.
Oh.
This is
I
a
want-
segment where Molly takes things that she hasn't listed yet, and you guys help her do the work.
Oh.
I was not aware of this, so I didn't get to prepare any of my items.
Oh no, these are all
It's
my
just a
items.
trap.
Pretty much.
These are my items. I want you, because this is what I praise you guys for all the time. Johnny, feel free to say something every now and then. I might have put one in specifically for you, but I've got a few items I'm going to share on the screen for a few minutes, and then I want you to tell people some keywords that you would use, how you would describe them.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, these are not my official eBay photos, by the way. I quickly held them up and snapped them, so don't judge.
I want to be in the minds of the people listening on podcasts when they start trying to imagine what these look like.
That'd be fun.
You guys got to come on over to YouTube.
Okay, so keywords I would use for this would be floral, colorful, boho, kind of like cottage. Yeah, trad wife, depending on how long it is.
A what?
Trad wife, traditional wife.
Trad
Because
wife.
these are
Oh.
like a full coverage, full length dresses are like
Okay.
Trad
Trad-
wife?
Trad
Yeah.
wife.
Trad
Shortened
wife.
from traditional wife.
Wow. All
right.
right.
We're all
See, I
learning
told
here.
y'all
Let
y'all would
me
learn something here.
let me take some notes.
Take some notes, Samantha, please. Trad wife. I'm
we
gonna
did,
go
we
all
did have
trad
somebody
wife.
comment. Somebody commented on our last video and it said, "I feel like I need a pen and paper when I watch you guys."
Right? For sure. For sure. All right, here comes another one.
Oh,
Oh, it's hideous.
what, you know.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was so cute.
I love it.
Seriously? I love it.
So for that, I would do outdoor ski. I don't know. I
I don't know either. And I live where we outdoor and ski, and
Maybe like ski lodge. I don't know where you would wear that to. I don't.
hunting
I love it.
camp.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, lodge.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Lodge. Yeah, that's good.
Here Here comes another one. It's actually a cape. It's hanging weird.
Okay, a cape. Is that like camo?
I know it's almost like
It
a
is what it
digital
is.
camo.
It is what looks digital that's the hard part. You can't really see the fabric.
I
Like,
would say
it's a
would-
bunky knit.
this one I would go boho. I would even throw in lag and look on this one because it's kind of layering piece.
I would put business casual. Well, because you
Yeah,
can
you
wear it
could.
to work as a
Yeah.
cover up.
Yeah.
I use business casual a lot as like, I don't know.
Career office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use
So
that
do
lots.
I.
Yeah.
Lag and look. That's one word I actually use and recognize.
Right?
I've never
Yeah.
heard of that either.
All right, Johnny, this is going to cover your face some, so you might have to lean, but this one's for you because I just want you to be able to say your favorite word.
Oh yes, Gorpcore. Yes.
What is Gorpcore?
Please explain to
Gorpcore is
us.
just like it's outdoor, it's hiking, Patagonia, Arctic,
Camping,
hiking. Yes.
Pretty much your
Nurture.
life, Samantha.
I was
Yeah,
gonna, I
Samantha's
was gonna
life.
say that's literally what like got me some.
Yeah. Gorpcore.
What
She's
Outdoor
so deep into
hiking.
Gorpcore, she doesn't even recognize
I
like
didn't
If I'm
even know.
If I'm correct, Samantha, it comes from like trail mix. They call that gorp, right?
it's an
Mhm.
acronym, doesn't it?
I'm
stand
not
for
that
something?
crunchy, so
Yeah.
Kind of like
Not
crunchy.
Yeah, crunchy. Hippie.
okay.
We
I'm
gotta
2
look up
steps
what
away
Gorp
from a.
stands for.
I'm 2
an
steps away from
acronym.
a Subaru, but I'm not that close. Oh.
You're kind of gorpy with a Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
very.
pretty,
You get really
That is.
granola with the Subarus for sure. It's a
All right,
way of
here's the
life
last
up here,
one.
though.
I know she's
Mhm.
gonna rock this one.
Okay, the preppy. What is that? Renaissance almost a little bit. Oh, pirate.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't want to be a pirate.
Pirate.
Ruffle.
Ruffle, career, office. Yeah, professional.
And it's one of your favorites. It is a Ralph Lauren.
KFC.
Ralph Lauren.
Oh,
It's-
I love Ralph
yeah.
Lauren.
I know.
Okay,
you do.
did you say KFC?
Yeah, it's very 70s, like a fast food
Like
style.
Colonel.
Have
Colonel.
you ever used
Super
that as a
Colonel.
keyword?
Yeah.
All right,
Unless
you,
there's
all right,
heavy
you guys
grease
ready for
stains.
this? This is what GORP stands for. Granola, oats, raisins, and peanuts.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh
Your
my
trail mix
gosh.
right there.
Yep.
So what
So like a
clothes would you
Subaru,
wear?
would be Gorp.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I am that lifestyle. I guess I didn't know that part of it.
You didn't know that you
Okay.
were living that lifestyle. So I
didn't
laughed,
know
Johnny,
that.
when you said that was your favorite word on your last video because that is absolutely Nick's favorite too. It used to be back when
Yeah.
we were in the storefront in Philly, Longaburger. Whenever we'd get Longaburger baskets in, he just thought that was we would hear Longaburger out of his mouth all the time. But in the last like 8 months, it's been Gorpcore, Gorpcore, Gorpcore.
Yeah,
So when we went to
love it.
Tennessee sourcing, he was like, "Oh, this is Gorpcore area. Let me
Yeah.
go."
And
I know
since
we've
we
been talk-
share a store, whenever I see something like when it sells, like before I look up the SKU, I'm like, all right, if it contains the word Gorpcore, it's definitely Molly's. I've never used that.
We've been talking about needing to go back thrifting in Denver, and I think I'm
Yeah.
just fiending for some Gorpcore.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you take Nick to Ohio, where the Longaburger basket headquarters is,
Uh-huh.
it's also probably pretty country backwoods going on there as well. He could be in both. He could just witness Longaburger in the Gorp.
In the
It,
with
it
that,
could be a thing.
he would just be beside
Mecca.
himself. He'd be so beside himself. He's gonna be like, dude, why were you talking about all that?
I'm guessing he's not home today.
No, he's
All
a
right,
club.
yeah.
No, we would have saw him crawling around the floor.
That's right. He's been known to
Yes.
try to sneak by. I'm like, dude, why don't you just get up and walk if you're gonna go through that?
Finder Slippers guest appearance.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That was so funny. What is your favorite place to source? Is it any thrift store? Are you, I know you go to a lot of Goodwills. Are you like a lover of anything particular? Or
This is where I have to
just
tell her that we gatekeep. And nice try, Molly.
I was
Right?
gonna say
I
she's
saw what you were doing there. I sensed that a mile
Oh,
away.
The address.
What the address, the hours that you go.
As if I don't
When do they
know.
wheel out the new stuff?
I don't know how to get to all of the Goodwills and thrift stores here. Come on.
you guys.
Nice.
You guys don't
Nice
even like the
try,
same
Molly.
post offices, so that's a fine. It's fine.
Mhm.
Wait, I have a question though. Do you which post office do you go to? Because we have a favorite one.
They
We
don't
know-
use
I know.
We don't use ours. Oh, okay.
We don't use yours. No, Nick has built a good friendship with the guy on, was it West Market?
Oh,
that
market.
Johnny
Okay.
hates.
Gotcha.
Johnny
Yeah.
said no.
I don't like that one.
No, that's not. But we like the workers at Oak Ridge.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. See, I'm not
Yeah.
driving out to Oak Ridge.
I have one option within a 20-mile radius, so that's what we've
Oh,
got.
wow.
Not
Just the
My
dog
same
sled
here.
coming by.
my cousin down on the corner. He's fine. I'm good with him. Yeah.
Libby
No,
schedules
we're-
pickups, which I haven't done yet.
Oh,
Here.
I
No, that
used
makes
me
to. I used
We have
to, and
trust issues.
my people were so good about it. And then like we have currently had one of the worst winters we've had since like the 90s, and I'm getting mail just a couple times a week. Like they're not even it's ridiculous. So luckily Bill retired and he just drives my stuff to the post office every day. So it works out great.
Way to go, hubby.
Mhm.
I'm
see,
the
that's where
best mail
Libby-
the
pickup
Upper
people
Peninsula
ever.
of Michigan.
That's
Oh,
where Libby
wow.
rolls her eyes, and then yeah.
I don't have to because I got the best pickup people coming right to my door. They come when there's a tree down across the driveway, when there's 4 feet of snow. It doesn't matter. I don't know how they even get up the driveway, but they're here and they're like,
Well,
you got stuff.
You did make a relationship with the postmaster quite quickly after moving in there, so
We
they
did.
learned. They learned.
In fact, we're still
Mhm.
waiting for the first date to happen.
Oh gosh.
Funny. No, my
So-
There's
postmaster
got to be
is
some
very happily
some
married.
package jokes in there somewhere, right?
Oh, that's for off camera. Yes. In more ways. No, I'm just kidding.
We have a lot of fun
Um,
with it. Yeah, we do.
we-
Not
we
gonna lie.
do.
Too much.
So have you guys, we're talking a lot about your thrifting, and obviously you do a lot of thrifting. Have you guys ever done any consignment?
So I do some consignment from friends.
But you're a sucker, and
I'm a
I have
sucker.
talked about this behind your back
I'm a sucker.
previously.
I think we talked about it when we were on Finders Flippers, actually.
Yeah.
I think we
Mhm.
had a pretty good discussion about you, Lizzie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that you're a sucker.
I am.
Well,
I
to
would
be
be a
clear,
terrible
we did
consignment
not use
person.
those terms at all.
We
I
did
did.
not.
I did.
But we did feel like maybe you needed to come hang out with us for a little bit so we could mold you into the right way and not be a sucker.
So I think for me, I would rather pay for the items in bulk and then sell them myself if I were to do it like that.
Yeah.
But for good friends, I just sell things for them.
And do you take a cut or do you just sell it for 'em?
Sometimes not.
Look at Libby. Libby's dying.
Oh,
I'm glad
Maybe
I'm
not
glad
a
my
lot,
mother's
though.
not here while I'm recording because even my mother, who works with me, gets the same percentage.
right?
Yeah, it's really not a lot of people. So I know. It's terrible. I know. It's okay.
My husband consigns with me, and he gets the same as the guy down the road. Like,
Yeah,
Yep.
my kids too. Yeah, everybody gets the same.
Well, just tell them to reach out to Lizzie, and she'll listen for free.
I might do that if they start complaining.
We just start getting all these packages.
No.
That is so funny.
oh gosh.
That is so funny. Oh my goodness.
But
Are
you do have to answer Molly's question, though. You did leave her hanging.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, around
Gotcha.
here, I hit up the thrift stores, the Goodwills, all the local thrift stores, and the bins.
Yep.
And those are basically like where I go.
But it all depends on like you go into bin modes and then you go
Yeah.
into rack mode and
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like when the racks aren't hitting, the bins are good. If the bins aren't hitting, then the racks are good.
The racks are good. Yeah. So do
You
you,
guys have a good little bins down there. I like that one.
we do.
I like
Yeah,
that
it's
one
pretty
better than when
solid.
we went to Charlotte.
Yeah,
Well,
Charlotte.
Charlotte was way off then because the last couple of times before that I went to Charlotte, they were
Sure.
great. They were great.
Sure.
All right, we go on our way when we go to see Molly. Maybe we can make a bins trip because I haven't been to the Greensboro bins
You
yet.
haven't. We'll take you. We'll get Lizzie.
Oh,
We'll all go. We'll have a field
yes.
day. We'll have a field day. We'll play bingo. Everybody plays bins bingo. We'll play bins bingo.
There we go.
That'd
Fun.
be fun.
But you know what? We'll win because we're everything sellers, and Lizzie really sticks to clothes. That's her
Oh.
thing.
This
But we
is
sell
true.
everything, so we would end up winning.
But the Greensboro bins does not have a lot of hard goods.
It
at all.
doesn't. It
I
doesn't.
found
It's
some,
really
but you're
just
right.
clothes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shoes.
There's a
Clothes and
lot.
shoes. There was quite a bit of shoes when I was there, but yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
And like
You-
broken Christmas
And
wreaths.
trash.
Trash. There, I found toys in
Oh.
pieces. They were not
Yeah.
together
Yeah.
at all. Yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
much all the bins, though. I must say, there's always
No.
crap everywhere. Everywhere. It's a scary
Yeah,
thing.
ours is probably more guilty of that.
I'm
Our
pretty.
hard goods is all trash for real.
Yeah, like I'm pretty spoiled in Wisconsin. The one that I go to, I think there is only one in Wisconsin. So the one that I go to, they have an amazing hard goods section. Like amazing. I
Oh,
don't
so Molly,
get
I'll
hardly
ask you
clothes.
this. How do you feel? Because we have talked about just hard goods, and we were watching somebody's video and it was all hard goods. We don't have good hard goods. Do you agree or disagree with that? Our area.
Like even in the Goodwill, in the stores too.
I found some goodies. I mean, I do a lot of hard goods. It's kind of become my favorite. My husband said that to me the other day. These hard goods are overflowing. Like, yeah,
But do you get them from the thrift stores, or are you getting those from like more like estate sales and garage sales?
I've gotten them from both. I usually go
Okay.
right to the hard goods. I do hard goods before I do clothes when I walk into a Goodwill. That's always my first spot. But I get a lot of like Mackenzie Childs. I've gotten stuff, which has been great. 99 cents flip for, $89. We have not found the electronics we find are typically from estate sales. But yeah, I do a lot of, I look for Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, Mackenzie Childs, and I do all right. I do
Yep.
all right. Yeah.
And that's why you guys aren't finding them, really. That's why.
And that's why you don't have to worry about maybe through clothes because I don't.
I'm not finding them because I don't look.
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't find a lot of the clothes because that's like the last place I go. I like to go to the hard goods. I love hard goods, shoes, and purses. That's what I love.
Watch out when she gets a bin and fresh bin of shoes at a Goodwill bins. Oh my, they're just flying.
I'm in it
I,
for hours.
I was had to catch behind her. She's like, put this in, put this in, put this in.
She's like over there, like, grab that sneaker right there. Grab it. She's like, really? I'm like, yes.
So we
grab
should wear hard hat. I should wear a hard hat when I
it."
go.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. Some people are worried about gloves. We're worried about our heads and the trauma.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What can I say? What can I say? I love some good pre-owned shoes.
Did any of you wear gloves the first time you went to a bins?
I did
I did.
because I did because they had a sign out right at the end of COVID at our bins that was saying we require masks and gloves. So I did the first time. And then as I was in there, noticed nobody else had them on. There were only like 3 other people. Everybody else was barehanded. So the next time I came around, I was like, rule breaker. I don't need those.
Yeah. My
Those
first
signs are
one was
still up.
like 2021 was my first time in one. And I coming from healthcare, I like had all the stuff. And then same thing, like a little ways in, and I'm like, I gotta feel these things. This is not
Yeah,
happening.
that was me
Yeah.
too. Like I wore them the first time because that's what they said you should do. And I was like halfway through and I'm like, I can't, I need to touch these things. Like
Yeah.
I can't.
And I
Lots of
always try to
sanitizer.
decide because I'm all about the senses when I'm doing stuff. Like, is it worse when you have to touch it or smell it? Because like I'm always like, is that
Why are you
leather?
smelling it?
Like,
Don't smell it. No.
I got to smell that leather. Is it good leather? Is it? I don't know.
Sometimes you have to smell like a bag if it's like reeks of cigarette smoke.
Yeah,
or
you want to
whatever,
know if it's smoky.
True.
Yeah. I do. I have
See,
to sniff
this-
a few times, but you know what? A lot of times I just go here, Nick, smell. Does that smell?
These are some
So,
pros for
little trick
consignment.
here from the microbiologist. You want to first waft it. You
Oh,
waft
God.
it. You don't put your face right in it. You don't put your husband's face right in it. You have to waft. And then, if it's okay, then you go in. But
Oh, so
Thank
waft
you,
first.
scientist.
yes,
Yeah.
sure.
Time is money. We don't have time to walk. We gotta get in there and get out.
That's a $5 waft you got right there.
Yeah, that's Libby,
Well, that
terrible
comes from
financial
my friend,
advice.
my
right
friend
there.
Sherry. She said she gets so irritated at her husband because he'll be like, goes in the refrigerator and he'll be like, "Oh God, this milk is bad. I'm gonna be sick." And she's like, "Joel, waft, baby, waft." She's also a scientist. She's like, he does it all the time.
Well,
you know
I feel like
then
milk always smells weird.
I gotta
yeah.
throw I gotta
Milk
throw
is
Even
Nick
like
into
fresh
the
milk,
table.
you're like, is this right?
Does it smell it? Does it smell right?
My
Nick,
husband
never
swears
smells
it's
right.
always fine and I'm overreacting every time. Every time. Yeah. And I'm like, well, it's 2 weeks past the expiration date. I think that's it's
So
me.
Nick is like the typical 8-year-old kid. Like he'll be like, "Oh God, that smells so bad. Oh, it's horrible.
You've got to smell this. Smell it.
I've
It's
gotta
terrible.
smell
Why
it,
do you
right?
keep smelling it? Why?
And
why?
then puts the cap on and puts it back in the fridge.
I'm like, why would you go back and smell it again and again and tell me over like one smell and like what are you doing? Oh God.
Keep
Ugh.
him away from the shoe bin at the bins. I don't know. That's gross. Okay.
All right, let's tell everybody, and I'm going to give Lizzie credit for this because I know she's the hardworking lister. Lizzie, what email did you get from eBay that you hit a big goal through eBay? You got some props from eBay.
Yeah, we're the top 1% in women's clothing sellers on eBay.
Yes.
That is-
Woo!
Hold
that
on,
is
hold on. I got
awesome.
you here. I got you here. Hang on, Lizzie. I got
Uh-oh.
Right?
Woo! eBay pop. Woo! You go, girl.
That is incredible.
It's
It's
almost like,
pretty cool.
oh, my hard work actually like paid off, even though it doesn't get me
Right?
anything.
Right. Well, it gets you those sales.
I think that's awesome. So now you building on the men's department here? Are we gonna work for a side by side
Yes.
of this?
We're trying to do both. The goal this year is to do both. So yeah, I'm picking up a lot more men's clothes.
So
Okay.
I want to throw this out here. Our non-goal oriented girl here has a goal of growing the men to the top 1%, but also has a goal that, from what I've seen, they've been meeting is putting out 2 videos a week now instead of the one. So I'm
Well,
gonna
that's Sean's goal.
oh, okay. I was gonna say you're doing good for somebody non-goal
Well,
oriented.
I don't know what type Z is, so
I don't know either. But
Maybe
like,
that's
it's
it.
the opposite of type A.
You know me,
No, I think-
Libby, so you
Oh,
kind
I-
of do know.
So I think she has like an end goal, but there's not necessarily a plan to get to that goal. It's just that hopefully if I do what I do.
Yeah, it's like if I get it, yay. But if I don't, it's fine.
All right, no big
It
deal.
doesn't matter.
No big
it's
deal.
working.
Johnny, do you have any goals to join her full time in this venture, or?
So I think we talked originally that like 2026 going into 2026, depending upon kind of how things went for me to look into transitioning into full time. But having that kind of hybrid role, like I mean, I could be working right now, I guess. So
Are you
it kind of
technically
allowed-
working right now?
Yeah, technically, my work phone's here. So it's like it would be kind of stupid to give that up. Just from the benefit part makes me nervous. You know, I think it'd be one of those things where like 3 years would go by and I'd be like, you know what, I never started back up my retirement plan, you know, just like stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
And that's very like we're taken care of that way, right? Like we have our health insurance, we have all of that. There's a retirement plan, like very adult of us. And I worry that walking away from that,
Yeah.
something would happen.
Absolutely.
Like, oh crap, I never I never signed up for health insurance, and now, I've got kidney stones or, whatever it is. And it just,
Right.
so
I
we'll
totally
see.
get
But I
that.
think if they ever just eliminated my job, I would just then dive into it.
Just dive in.
If you don't mind me asking, what is your role? Like, what is your daytime job?
So I do business management for like the employee health portion of a hospital.
Cool. Okay.
It's from one hospital worker to another here.
Yeah, I was a director of all the offices at a hospital, so I get you. Mm-hmm.
And so it's very secure.
Yeah.
It pays well. It has flexibility, and we're at a point right now where, like February, for instance, this is our worst month in ages. I mean, this has been awful, and it stinks, but it's an inconvenience versus if we were trying to pay our mortgage or
Right.
whatever
Right.
the case might be. So
Yeah, definitely. You guys should join our 12-week. No, you guys don't set goals. Never mind. But we're doing a 12-week year. And this is actually like the best February I've ever had because
Really?
we're hustling. And I'm not even really sticking to my goals like I should be, but it's more than normal. So that's
More than
good.
normal.
Hustling through the
and we
paycheck.
have, like, for us, we don't see a summer slowdown, and we don't see a Q4 like ramp up, like, oh, it's Q4.
Really?
But I will
Mhm.
say, but
Our summer actually was
better.
better. Yeah, it's crazy.
Late summer, early fall
Yeah. that's the time.
are our best months. But historically,
Oh.
we've been doing this for 3 years now, a little over 3 years, and February is just always
slowest
terrible.
Yeah.
Wow, no summer
Even though
slowdown.
we're listing, like I'm listing more than I've ever listed, and it's still
Yeah.
the slowest.
We
So just like,
for sure notice that. Yeah. We're putting
Yeah.
in double the work to get similar results to previous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And a
so
lot
for
of
instance,
lower dollar items selling.
mhm.
Yeah, and a lot of low ball offers too, like $1. I'm like, what are you're offering $1 for something?
I went back and forth with somebody today and I kept like the item's already on sale. I kept responding and countering with the same number. And then he just kept going, meeting in the middle. And finally I just went higher. I was like, that's it. Like, I'm done
Yeah.
with
That's
you.
what I do all the time. Yeah. If it's like a crazy low, like ridiculous low offer, I counter $1 less than what it's listed for.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't
I'll
have time.
show you.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
That's called snarky offering.
It is.
Yeah. We
But
are,
we're
we
I'll
are,
get you back.
yeah, we are not above being petty.
No.
But we're not declining and blocking. We'll still take their
No.
money.
No.
It's okay. It's okay. Just all right. Are you guys gonna be in Nashville in April?
Mhm.
We are
Right?
booked.
Yeah.
We are booked.
They are
Are you guys
booked.
all going to be there?
Yes.
We will all be there. Yes. And we understand that you are sponsoring the event. I did see that Frizzys
Yeah, we
Finds.
are one of the sponsors.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yay.
They both just like, are we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we
I
are.
was
Yeah.
oh, okay.
By the way, honey, you're sponsoring.
Just so you know.
Well, that's going to be a lot of fun. Anybody listening, if you're not familiar with Nashville, there is a reseller meetup going on April 20. Help me here.
I don't
5th?
remember. The weekend
25th.
after Easter,
The weekend after Easter.
because
There
I'm
you go.
leaving here on Easter to go. Yeah.
That's right. So
Mhm.
Samantha is driving from the Upper Peninsula to Libby in Pennsylvania, staying there a couple of days, and then the two of them are driving here to Greensboro, staying overnight, and then all of us are going to drive to Nashville.
That sounds a little crazy, actually, now that you're
I know,
saying it like out loud. Yeah, that
Dude.
sounds a little nuts.
Dude, this 3-day event is gonna be like 2 weeks for me. Like it, because then we
That's
gotta
so
go
fun, though.
backwards. It is fun.
What day are you
except-
guys heading over?
We're going, I think Friday, although we've been asked to come Thursday. I'm not sure we're going to.
We've heard all the cool kids are going to be there on Thursday. So.
I know. I keep getting messages. Come on. So we got to look at it because we're going to Boss in a couple of weeks and we'll be gone for over a week in Vegas. So it's just a lot back to back. I mean,
yeah, because we're doing the Vegas one, which is a longer one to begin with. And then we're going to Utah to see one of our friends for a while and then flying out of Vegas again. So we can't do a quick vacation. It's just not how we roll.
Yeah.
If you let us out, we like to stay out.
Yeah. I'm training them
on
well.
vacation mode then? Do you put it on vacation mode? Shut it down?
Yeah, I mean, Samantha, you don't have to use the time away. I do.
I don't have to.
I don't have anybody to ship. I think we've been through that before. But yeah, I love the time away. I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
I usually make a ton of sales. Yeah,
my shipping manager is coming with to Nashville, so he won't be here either. So I'm glad you're putting it on vacation because
right, because you guys have to share the things. Yeah. No, my husband will be shipping for me, but he informed me that I may need to do like a one Friday on time away because there's a major fishing tournament and that apparently trumps my business. Ridiculous. So yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys do when you travel? Like when one of you travels or when both of you travel? What are your feelings on all of that?
We try to just do long weekends so we don't have to do time away.
Yeah, we're set to 3-day handling, which we really could shorten, but we just leave it at 3 and ship right away. But that way, if we do a long weekend, like for instance, Florida, we're flying out Friday night, so we'll ship Friday morning, and then we get back Monday night and we'll ship Tuesday. So we try to leave it out of time away.
All right, so you're headed to Florida on vacation. Are you packing a smaller luggage of clothes inside of a larger empty luggage so you can source and bring stuff back?
So we don't like.
Your family's there, right? Isn't that where you're from?
No, we just lived there for a while. Yeah, but we don't. Our family's not.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we don't like to pack an extra suitcase because we don't like the karma. It's like we don't grab a cart right away when we go into the store. So what we like to do is then find things and then overpay for a used suitcase and then add it and then do it that way.
You're guaranteed to get stuff that way. You're just not guaranteed the suitcase.
Correct. Yeah. We have scrambled before. Where
but we usually just go to the bins and grab a suitcase.
Yeah. That's what I did last time. Samantha, were you with me when I bought the suitcase? Who was with me? Somebody was with me and I had to buy a suitcase.
I don't remember
who it was, but I recently bought one and Nick, and when I got home with it, he's like, what is this? Actually, that's a nice suitcase. How much do you pay? I was like, $5. He's like, oh, that's I'm like, you're not using it unless you disinfect the heck out of that thing. That was just
no. But last time we left Vegas, I feel like you should have got an extra suitcase because I feel like I literally had to sit on your suitcase to close it. It was
it was actually when we went to Arizona for the ListPerfectly camp listing party where it was so full that I actually had to leave some of my sourced items in the hotel room for whoever. I just had to leave it. They wouldn't fit. I couldn't do it. And that was with Samantha and Libby sitting up. It was not going to zip for anything. So, you do what you do. But
yeah, our garbage men know when we were out of town because there's just a random garbage or a suitcase just sitting by our garbage.
Hilarious. All right, so we get to see you in Nashville. Anything else big coming up that we need to know about? And everybody watching, Libby will link up below all the places to find Lizzie and Johnny, Frizzys Find, because again, if you're not watching them,
we talk about like vetting who you're listening to. Guys, they're in the top 1% of women's clothing on eBay. Like, hello, that's where you need to be.
Yes.
Go check out their keywording, all the education they provide. It's amazing.
This is why we preach.
Sorry.
Gorp,
It's
gorp.
weird
Yeah.
that they're talking about us.
Learn how to be a trad wife. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible.
I don't want to be that.
You'll be baking sourdough in no time.
I'm literally proofing sourdough downstairs to make English muffins.
You
How
are a
trad
trad
wife of
wife.
you.
You're a gorp core trad wife.
You are a gorp core trad wife. Holy moly.
Oh
Now
gosh.
you just have to do that in a nightgown, and then you'll be a true trad wife.
Oh, we're not going to talk about my Thursday nights, okay? That's not.
That's a different channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
different channel.
Absolutely.
Totally different channel. Yeah, back to that PSA, Libby, because we do preach that often, that there are many people, as Johnny was saying early on the show, that are out there with YouTube channels. Just make sure you know who you're getting your advice from. It's important. Check their stores out. Know that they're actually truly selling items in a way that matches or is somewhat similar to what your business plan is before you listen to advice and go head over heels in it, because we have had to help many people fix those kind of mistakes. So do your research. This one, we pre-researched. We did it all for you.
We did the work on this
That-
We
one.
did the work and we presented it on a platter. So done. They're safe. They're in
We
there.
even know where they live, guys.
This
Like,
is true. This is very true.
Well, guys, I can't
Awesome.
thank you enough for joining us. This has been fun, as we knew it would be. Lizzie, thank you for letting me put you on the spot by throwing some pretty bad photographs of items up there. Those are not my eBay photos, people. I just want to again make that clear. Those would not be eBay photos. Those,
but they are the keywords that you're going to use.
They are. Except Samantha's. That's ugly. Let's not put that on there.
That thing was terrible. I don't.
Ugly sells. You
This
can
is
use the
right.
word ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My husband specifically sources just old and ugly. He's like, I just gotta find
Yeah.
things like me, and we are fine. And that's
Libby puts creepy. If Libby puts creepy on something, it sells within 24 hours. It's just
Yeah.
not-
yes,
Creepy
those dang dolls. Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Mhm.
love it.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm hoping that near you there you have a cup, because we do toast out when we leave. We got to do a cheers. If you don't, grab a pencil holder. We're not judgy. Until
Oh,
next
You're
time,
all ready. Yeah.
cheers. They came prepared.
The big
Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.